Alright, so for this question, we've got 1 month. A music site observes that 60% of the people who download songs from its site downloaded Q, Sam's latest single. The equation below represents this information, where X represents the total number of people who downloaded the song from the site that month. So it gives me the equation. I have X equals 0.6X, and that 0.6 is the 60%. So anytime I see a percent, I have to change it back to a decimal. And then plus 384. So it's asking me how many people downloaded that song for that latest single. All this is pretty much asking is for me to solve for X. So I'm trying to solve for X. Okay? And what causes a lot of problems, especially with these wordy ones, is you get caught up in the story of it, but you have to read it like a word problem. So I'm trying to go through and pick out numbers, and I actually will start by trying to look for what's the question asking me to do. So I'm trying to figure out how many people downloaded this song. So basically, what's the X? Well, I have an X on both sides. So since I have an X on both sides, I need to move one of them. I need to get them all on the same side. What I'm looking at is I already have a number on this side, so it's going to be easier for me to move him that direction. So I do that inverse and I subtract him. Since he's sitting there as a positive, I can subtract 0.6x. So I have, this is essentially, don't forget, it's like an understood 1. So 1 minus 0.6 is going to leave me with a 0.4x. And that's going to be equal to this 384. So to get the x officially alone, I'm going to come in here and divide by the 0.4. And I would use my calculator, especially when dealing with those decimals. And when you do that, you should get 576, which is what they are saying that answer should be. Okay? Now, for this one down here, well, they've not given us all the word problems, which is nice. It looks like we have parentheses, though, and I have a number set out here in the front. That's going to be a distributive property. So I'm going to come in here and distribute there. I'm going to let this focus real quick. And when I let that distribute, I got 3x, and then 3 times 1 is 3, equals, and now I've got another distributive. So I have to do that as well. So I got negative 2x, and then now this is where a lot of people get messed up. You got a negative times a negative, so you've got to remember your sign rules, because that's going to change to a positive. And then the minus 4 just hangs tight in the back. Well, looking at this, again, I see I have an x on both sides, so I'm going to have to move one of them. The easiest it looks like to me is this negative 2x. So I'm going to add him to both sides. So that gets rid of that problem. And then I've got 3 plus 5. That's a total of 5 x's. And then I have plus 3 equals. I'm going to go ahead and combine these two right now. So 2 minus 4, that's going to give me a negative 2. The next move is to get this x by itself. So I'm going to get rid of the addition or subtraction first. So since I have a plus 3, I can minus 3. 5x equals negative 5. And then my final step is to divide by 5. So I get an answer of x equals negative 1.